Hey y'all, it's Rachel with Sisters in the Scriptures, and today we are going to be going through the book of Ecclesiastes. Now, I'm hoping to make at least 6 videos on the book of Ecclesiastes, but we will see. So, when I first started reading the book of Ecclesiastes, I kind of thought it was kind of depressing and almost boring. But once I actually finally realized what Solomon was trying to do by writing the book of Ecclesiastes, I totally fell in love with it, and it's literally my favorite book of the Bible. So let's get started. So I'm going to kind of start this with the question. Have you ever asked the question, what is my purpose in life, or what is my meaning in life? One book of the Bible that comes to mind when I ask myself this question is Ecclesiastes. So now, if I were to put a title to the book of Ecclesiastes, it will be The Search for Meaning in Life. So that's my title for the book of Ecclesiastes. So the author, kind of like I already said, is Solomon, who was the wisest and the wealthiest and the most powerful of Israel's kings. Now the date, it was probably written in his later years around 975 BC. So I want you to pause and think right now of if this was written later in his life. Think of Solomon earlier in his life. Think of the book of Songs of Solomon. He had the most amazing wife on earth. And then Proverbs, all his wisdom that he had. But then later in his life, his wives turned his heart away from God into false idols. So this is why Solomon is writing this book. It's written by a child of God who sought for meaning, satisfaction, and purpose in life in earthly things independently and apart from his relationship with God. So this is towards the end of his life, and he's looking back and he realized that everything on this earth, like every materialistic thing, it doesn't amount to anything when you take Christ out of the picture. So, the purpose of this book was Solomon was a believer who sought to destroy people's confidence in their own efforts, their own abilities, their own righteousness, and to direct them to faith in God as the only possible basis for meaning, value, and significance to life under the sun. Now, we will go back and look at what under the sun means. Without Christ, we can never truly be satisfied. Now, 2 main keywords or phrases in the book of Ecclesiastes is vanity. Now, vanity is mentioned a lot in the book of Ecclesiastes. But a lot of you probably know what vanity means, but vanity means meaningless or empty. Think about that. As we end up reading through the book of Ecclesiastes, think about vanity as meaning meaningless or empty. And the phrase, under the sun, which is like without or apart from God. Yeah, this represents the idea of being without or apart from God. So, let's dive in. So, the first chapter is basically talking about how it is like life is vain. There's nothing new under the sun. Life is just an endless circle, and it all ends. And if you take Christ out of that, it's basically empty and meaningless. So let's start reading in Ecclesiastes 1. It says, the words of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem. So let's stop there. The words of the preacher is Solomon, the son of David, king in Jerusalem. And remember, he's the wisest, wealthiest, and most powerful. Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. So everything, all is empty, without or apart from God. Remember that. What profit hath a man of all his labor which he taketh under the sun? There's no profit in what you're doing when Christ is taken out of the picture. That is basically what he's trying to tell people in this book, is that when you take Christ out of your life, you have no meaning. Christ is everything and should be everything to you. Let's see. Life is an endless circle, which is like my title to verses 4-8. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. The sun also ariseth, and the sun goeth down, and hasteth to his place where he arose. The wind goeth toward the south, and turneth about unto the north. It whirleth about continually, and the wind returneth again according to his circuits. All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full. Unto the place from whence the rivers come, thither they return again. All things are full of labor. Man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. So vanity is illustrated by the endless repetition in nature and history. Vanity is illustrated by the ending remembrance of man, which, let me read 9-10 real quick. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It hath been already of old time, which was before us. Vanity is illustrated by the ending remembrance of man. Everything and everyone will one day be forgotten. But what we will do for Christ will last. So, let me see. Ecclesiastes 1:11 says, there is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. So basically, people die and they're forgotten. Even though you say, I'll never forget you, they will end up being forgotten. It's just something in life. And then let me read Ecclesiastes 12. Ecclesiastes 12:13-14. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For God shall bring every work into judgment, with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So like I said, what we do for Christ will last. What are you doing for Christ? What good works or fruits do people see in you that reflect Christ? Are you just living a life of emptiness? What you do for Christ will last. You will not last here on this earth. If you're a Christian, you will live eternity with Christ. But here on earth, it really matters that you're not living an empty life, but that you're living for Christ. So, are we seeking meaning in life from worldly things, or have we fully understand that we only find true meaning in living for Christ? What do we do or have in life that doesn't matter? Think of that. What do we do or what do we have in life that doesn't really matter? Pretty much everything, except your walk with the Lord. When you're walking with the Lord, you're serving him, you're joyful, you're loving, that's what matters. It doesn't matter if you have a nice car, a nice house, animals. What matters is what you're doing for Christ. What we do or have in life doesn't matter. It's what we do for Christ that will impact others and will not be forgotten. We might be forgotten, but Christ will never be forgotten. Christ said in his word that the Bible will stand forever. It's forever. And so the word, I'll just call this the word because a verse that I'm about to share you. In the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God. What does he say about his word? He says that his word will stand forever. Christ is going to stand forever. It's never going to pass away. People may try to alter it and take from the Bible or add to the Bible, but it will stand forever. So that is all I have for you today, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you join me next time for when I go through the rest of chapter 1 and all of chapter 2. So, see you!